Hello and welcome to the Prom 9. And we've got some moody lighting because we're using the crappy broken wide angle lens. So, Christmas presents. It's a long tradition on this channel showing at least the interest. I usually show them all, but I'm going to show the really interesting ones because they're super cool. As some of you may or may not know, I'm really into photography. Here's my main camera. It is a Fuji X-T1, currently with my favourite lens. The 80mm 2.8 macro. Oh my god, this thing takes gorgeous pictures. Absolutely gorgeous. Great for portraits, great for macro. If I remember, I'll stick a link below to my Flickr, which actually has loads of the cream of the crop of the photos, basically. Oh god, my eye's itchy. So, the parents went and did something a bit unique this year compared to most years of photos and all that, and got me some interesting things. Oh, I also have a collection of vintage lenses. I love the old apertures. Gorgeous. Got me a whole bunch of vintage cameras. So, we'll start with the one I got first, and we'll do it in the order I got them. One of them I've put a film in, so I'm not going to open the back of it for you, and I need to adjust the focus a bit. We have the Carbine. No, we're not talking about a rifle, but a Carbine Camera. Now, at first I didn't know how to open this, but to open the back literally just comes off in one big piece, and you've got the lens and the bellows, and this one actually is all fully working order, you know, no light leaks in the bellows. This is, I believe, Criterion 1930s. These are wooden take-up spools. I don't know if I can get some film for this, but if I can, I'll run some film through it. But this should get some really interesting vintage shots with this. Classic mechanical wind-on. Uses the old school red window for viewing the film, so you know what number it's at. It would take the big wide one, so you'd only get about 8 shots on a medium format. This is a medium format. And interestingly, you can use this with the old school photographic plates, because this back section slides off and slides out, and you could potentially put like Polaroids and God knows what else in here, which would be really interesting. But yeah, I think this is actually large frame format actually. I want to see if there's actually film available for it, but it will need some maintenance on the lens. And then to open it, some of them you pull out a thing there, but that's actually just like the equivalent of a lens mount. You push a button on the side and out come the bellows. Proper old school bellows camera that's in focus. But this thing extends out to stupid long. I'll show you. So you twist this little metal knob on the bottom here. Try and keep it in frame at least. There we goes. So you could potentially do some funky ass macro. And you got the longest ass camera you've seen. And the dog is terrified of this camera. Why? I don't know. The dog's a coward. But there's no light leaks in it or anything. Look at that old school viewfinder. Now these use what is called zone focus, or aka guess the focus. Hey look, the camera's slightly wonky. Woo. Because there's a lot of old school cameras out there that do not have any way of focusing them. But one other interesting thing is the lens is interchangeable on this. You push and you twist and the lens comes off. Then it has like what's called a T mode, which is a bit different to bulb mode. It holds it open. All these cameras have this. But really interesting. Little nice carry handle. Be good for when you're taking photos. Very nice camera. Carbine. I think it uses the same manufacturer as the lens for the German one, which is the camera next. I've loaded a 120 film into this because film photography is awesome. Has a nice case, which I suspect is handmade. Really nice quality, actually. German. It's a Zeiss Icon Netta 515, and there's a tremendous amount of variations of this camera. Medium format has the rectangle variant, whatever that is. The viewfinder is literally this little pop-up mechanism, and watch this. This is super cool. Once again, bellows. All these cameras have bellows in common. You got your focus, which is once again guest focus, your shuttercock, your aperture, and your film speed selector, which I'm not going to fire it. I'm not going to open the back of it because it's got a film in there waiting to be fired. I'm probably going to take it doing some World War II bunker shots and that kind of stuff, because that's the kind of thing that would suit this, actually. But your shutter button is on the left. So yes, someone at least made left-handed cameras. It's too bad no one does anymore, because they could really do ones with the left eye viewfinder position, because for those of us who have left dominant eyes, the right dominant eye camera world can be a bit of a pain. Because you can't do that classic peer with the other eye to get a wider view of the subject and see if people are walking into frame that you can if you're right-eyed. Camera manufacturers, make note, make left-handed versions of your cameras. The next one I got, I can't remember which one out of the two of these I got, is a vest pocket autographic Kodak. Now we're into World War I era, not 1930s World War II era cameras. So this has the aperture adjustment here, which is used as part of the focusing, because this thing just pulls out. You got your little viewing window here, which twizzles 90 degrees either way, so you can do it. Nice little fold out arms, you can put them down, because this thing only has two shutter speeds, 1/25th of a second and 1/50th of a second. So, and the other two are bulb mode and T mode, which will hold the shutter open until you press it once to open it, press it once to close it. Bulb is hold it open. Bellows again, but these bellows are kind of the saddest of all the bellows. They ain't light tight anymore. But really neat. But the killer app of these was the autographic feature, and that is they have a stylus. You got the film viewing thing there. So you pop that out, and you'd physically write on the film while it's in the camera when you take the photo. Which means you could put dates, maybe names of people who are in the photo. You don't have a lot of writing room, but still quite interesting. Film wind, which these are all of these are ratcheted in some way, so they only turn one way. Although, yeah, the ratchets aren't in the greatest condition. This one opens like a Leica, in that the bottom comes off and the film will come out here, so the film would be rolled onto this thing, whatever you call it, and then you'd put the new film in that side, and then it would twist over to here. But quite nice, and the mechanism, which you can see moving, will lock into these to hold them in place. So it's all very interesting. So this one's actually a really interesting one. Will definitely be a shelf queen. And we're not actually going to do anything to restore these, because it's kind of nice to keep them in original condition. Oh yeah, and I got a metal medium format thing that came out with a German camera. So you can imagine a German soldier using this, and in this case a American World War One soldier. And this is also a World War One camera era, point and shoot. In its nice little leather case, which is only just holding together these days. And this is an, however you say that, Engselite or whatnot, made by Hogtons, London. British made. Don't get much that's made in Britain anymore. This one, you just pull it out, bellows once again, and there's a hole there. Bellows are not in the greatest condition on earth, as you can see when I shine the light inside with the red windows, so you get quite a cool effect. Very basic camera. The aperture control, I love the aperture control on this. It goes from f11, f16 and f22. That's a lot. And then it has a viewing window there and nowhere else. And I think these take an obsolete film top. And this is the shutter, which is semi-functional. But you got eye mode, bulb mode, which doesn't really work that well, and T mode, which also doesn't work that well. But you know, it is like World War One. This is the equivalent of a point and shoot, or a phone camera today. And then inside the back, you undo this little catch and he opens. And you got the little itty bitty, and you know, bearing in mind this is over 100 years old and they managed to get it this small. Ah, crap, I had some Olympus compacts sitting up there as a size comparison. Let's be honest, something you'd have in your pocket today, a Samsung S8, is actually bigger. For size comparison. And then the little torch I've been using for that, for lighting up, shining lights in there, was from my brother, because I wanted a small, powerful torch, which completely blows out the camera when you do that. It's like the camera just like, it's like a supernova. It's a really good little torch. So we put him in his little baggie, and that is like the really cool, nice shelf queen cameras. Yeah, a fun fact you might not have known. I'll put a link to my Flickr. Ow. Oh, they collapsed again. I've got a load of films waiting to be developed and I just knocked them over again. How annoying. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll hopefully get some more videos out, but this is basically the last of the crap-tastic, terrible, goddamn waste of a year of my life, year of 2020. let's hope the next year is less shit.